wonderful to see all of you here today. I'm Carrie Coogan, and I'm Deputy Director of the library. Thank you so much for being here. I have a couple of quick announcements before we get started, and I promise I'll go quickly, okay? First of all, I wanted you to make sure and check out our calendar before you leave so you can check out all the great programs that we have at the library all the time, not just this one, okay? There was a lot of people to thank tonight, so I'm gonna just go through a quick list. Thanks so much to all the staff and all the volunteers who are here tonight. We couldn't do it without you. If you didn't know, there's also an overflow space on the 3rd floor and on the 5th floor, so there's a lot of people watching tonight, so thank you all for coming in, for your patience in getting in. I also want to thank the people at Penguin Random Publishing, especially Jana Branson, who is here tonight helping us with the team. I'd like to thank Netflix for their support, and especially Joel Chiotti, who is also here tonight from Netflix. A special thank you to our amazing AV team, especially Leslie Case in the back, and also Mike Daly and Brianna Daniels, who are helping make sure that everyone is connected. I also want to thank the incredible public affairs staff at the library. There is no way we could have pulled this off without the incredible team here at our library. I want to thank each person individually: Andy Dandino, Ann Ducey, Courtney Lewis, Laura McAllister, Bethany Rowell, Katie Stover, Steve Weberg, and I can't really say enough about my right-hand man, Steve Woolfolk. Steve, the least likely person to be a fan of Queer Eye, has spent nearly the last 3 months eating, drinking, sleeping, and breathing Queer Eye. So fabulous team, thanks to everyone. Okay, a special shout out to Steph Sculpum and Rachel Kephart from the Kansas City Film Office. They're here somewhere. Hi, Steph. They are responsible for bringing Queer Eye to Kansas City, so thank you to them. Okay, finally, if it could not get any better than this, in addition to the wonderful cast of Queer Eye, we are honored to have a special moderator here tonight, and his name is David Collins. David is the creator and executive producer of the original Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Which earned him several awards, including an Emmy Award for Best Reality Series. The original Queer Eye aired in over 180 countries, and David oversaw production of 19 original international formats of the show back in the day. Then in early 2017, Netflix announced that the Queer Eye series would return with an all-new Fab Five. So David is here, back again, running the show, and as you all know, they've been here filming for the past 5 months. And so now, the moment you have all been waiting for, in honor of their brand new book, Queer Eye, Love Yourself, Love Your Life, please help me welcome a huge Kansas City warm welcome for David Collins.
Wow. Thank you, Kansas City. Woo! Look at this! The most amazing city. Your mayor, he has done the most amazing job, and your city has rolled out the red carpet for us in a way that is beyond anything we've ever experienced. So thank you. I just want to give a shout out while I have my eyes, our executive producer, Rob Eric, in the back, and our co-executive producer, Rachel Mendez, who makes this show happen. All right, they've given me 2 quick notes. One, if you happen to be in New York City on November 27th, they're doing an event like this at the Strand. So Google it, get tickets if you want to go, and Facebook Live, I don't know where you are, but New York City, the Strand, November 27th. What else do I got, Joel? Kansas City Library, thank you for hosting us and having us in this beautiful, beautiful space. It's amazing. You know, books Well, there's one of those things. I have twin girls, and for me at night, reading to them is the greatest gift that I get. When they were born, they couldn't even read or know. I would lay down at their bed and read them books. This is what we get to do. We come to these libraries, and go on these journeys, these magical journeys inside the paper of these books. Please, go to your libraries. Read books. It's what. Okay, so enough of me. I get the pleasure of bringing out these 5 guys. 5 guys that have truly been on the most amazing journey over the past 2 years. And I get to be a small part of it. 2 years ago to this month, we started casting and looking for the new Fab Five. We searched the world. It was a global search. And we saw hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of guys. It was a tough job for me, by the way. Anyways, meeting all these amazing gay men from around the world, it was very difficult. Hard work. That said, we narrowed it down to the top 40 guys. We had about 5, 6 in each category, and we flew them to Los Angeles. And they all came to one hotel in LA. Imagine that, 40 gay men in one hotel. Yeah, those apps were going. Anyways, that said, we had an amazing 3 days. And what I'm gonna tell you in this little insight thing, I wish I could tell you that I magically went in and handpicked each one of these guys. Each one of these guys presented themselves. They rose to the top. They were easy to say, wow, yes, you were gonna be the culture guy. You were the fashion guy. You were the design guy. They came together, and these guys from day one have been a team and have been a family. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the proud privilege to introduce my Fab Five, Bobby, Karamo, Tan, Antoni, and Jonathan!
Wow. How about this, boys? Look, make sure you see over here, everyone over here. Hey,
Unicorns.
Oh, it's a little girl. Oh.
Hi.
Hi. This is amazing.
Hi,
Look
people up there.
So cool. Hey, let's do this just because it's an easy way to jump off. Not the last book you read, but the last book that you devoured, that you binge watched. Like what? A book.
Oh, easy.
That you binge watched. Yeah? No,
Easy.
right? Good question. A book that you devoured.
Mine was I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. I didn't read it in grade school, and then I rediscovered Maya Angelou. It was 3 years ago, and then after I read the first book, I read everything she ever wrote, and I was like, I'm obsessed with you. So that would be mine.
Mine is a book called Crucial Conversations. I read it over and over again. Y'all know about it? Yes, okay, there we go. I love that book because it just tells you how to really have hard conversations with yourselves and with other people. I love it.
Mine's more light-hearted. I love that you guys give something really deep. Mine's Tina Fey Bossy Pants.
No!
Yeah.
I gave you that
it.
one for UK. It's my turn to take that
I love
one.
it so
We both
much.
love Tina Fey's Bossy Pants.
It's my favorite book.
It's so funny. We were recently asked to choose our favorite book.
I got
and
that first.
completely separately, we both sent that one in, but he sent it in first. So I had to come up with another one.
Come up with something else, Bobby.
What?
Come up with something else.
Oh, that's the only book I've had time to read recently.
Come on. Amy Schumer, The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo.
Very good memoir, yeah. We listened to that as an audiobook when we were driving to Iowa.
Oh, wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. I'm a big sci-fi fan. 3 books, trilogy. It's called We Are Legion. Also,
Legion, we are Bob. Great book.
We are
also
Legion,
too, I
we
just
are
remember
Bob.
Feminasty. I don't know. It's just like the Feminasty. Thank you. Feminasty. Pick it up. Aaron Gibson. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Very smart.
The last book I devoured. With fiction, I tend to read like things that are more on the dark side, so I have to put it up and down and take my time with it. But memoirs, I just run through. And Edmund White is one of my favorite writers, and so his memoir on New York.
I just read a
Gorgeous.
memoir too. Frank Conroy's Stop Time.
I haven't seen that.
It's really good.
I haven't read that one.
It's great. All right, guys. Let's have fun. We're gonna be
Yeah.
light here, right? All right. So, well, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the book for a second. You're authors now. That's why we're here for a second. Look, it's a book. It's
I
real.
know.
Karamo. It's really real.
Book.
It's got amazing. It's got more than pictures. It has words, and it's been a lot of fun. What's it been like to be published authors now? You have a book.
I
out.
actually still find it very odd when I'm introduced as an author. I'm like, wait a minute, who? What? Oh, yeah, the book. Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I never thought I'd be an author of a book.
No, it is. It's pretty amazing. What's your favorite part of the book? Your section.
I think I have to say my section, because if I pick another boy's, then they're going to be upset with me. All the other ones will be sad. Everyone, the whole thing, all of it.
I'll say for mine, and that one is it's less of our own voices, but just even from the photography. And it was the day that we all got back together before we started filming, where we were in a kitchen basically recreating a beautiful feast together. We hadn't seen each other
I
in quite a
cooked
while.
that amazing meal.
You made an amazing meal.
He did.
And we just all like broke bread together and got to like put food in each other's ears and be silly and dance around and like be complete idiots in the best way possible.
They're great. The pictures are phenomenal. There's a lot of really. Jonathan, what's your favorite picture? Of you or someone else?
Oh my God.
It better be you and me in the
Say
bathtub.
mine.
No,
Mine
it's
is
you and
the
I with
only
your
one.
legs up and me in between them.
Well, you guys
That's not
stop-
dirty. That's not dirty. If you look at the book, it's not dirty.
Jonathan, you know it's mine.
Can
No.
you guys let me answer
No.
my question,
Fine.
please? Can you please let me voice my gorgeous
Hey.
opinion?
You guys, he's never allowed to talk, so
I
let
would
him talk.
say my favorite picture is actually this
Tanny.
is a little side story, Hennies.
Tanny.
The day that we did that cute little Drake Kiki video, the Five
Oh,
of Us.
yeah. Our
There's a
Drake
picture
Kiki.
from that day in the book, and it's very cute. And you know, am I a
Choreographer.
Is there people on this cast that were more naturally inclined towards movement?
Antoni and I.
Me?
Antoni and I are
Then
clearly the
others?
best dancers.
Me? Are you
clearly.
talking about me?
It's true. It's no me and Karamo.
Shut up!
You
Shut
know,
up!
three of you can't
Give me
dance.
a damn mic.
No, the three of you can't dance. I'm sorry.
Shut up.
boo.
Tian.
We can all dance just as much as
Tanny.
we can all answer questions
but
one
we all
person at
know-
a time.
Right,
In that we cannot.
If we were gonna go to a dance class, it would go like this. Intermediate, advanced, right here. Intermediate would be right here. He'd be the intermediate. And then those two would be beginners, and that's okay.
You gotta
Everybody
start
has
somewhere.
to start somewhere, exactly.
You gotta start somewhere.
And what we have planned next is actually a dance off. So what we're gonna do is
Yeah,
We're gonna-
yeah. You ready? Let's
put
do
the
it. Music, DJ.
we're gonna start off
I'm
with
not
some
getting
simple
up.
choreography. It's gonna be like a call and repeat. Like we'll do it, then this side will do it. Then we'll. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I kid. But they can't dance.
Wait, can I say one thing? I know it's your panel, but I've got to say something.
I'm kidding, Bobby. Of course. Look at my
Jonathan,
face.
Listen.
I'm kidding,
Okay.
Bobby. Don't freak out. You can dance so well.
Hey! Well, grab his bloody mic. No. Okay, so the reason why we just got all excited all of a sudden is these two idiots had a bet. and they were talking.
And the funny thing is, so he just figured it out. Karamo and I were betting how quickly it would take one of them to sit on each other's laps.
And I said 10 minutes. You said 5.
Oh, right in the middle!
You win.
You owe me
just cost
$5.
money.
They were betting that I would end up in his lap within 5 minutes. I
Well,
like.
sometimes Tanny gets scared in front of large crowds, so he's got to run over. And I say, come on, and then he says, okay.
The thing is, we know each other so well that we're always like, let's see how long it takes somebody to do a certain thing. And so you just cost me a lot of money.
I'm a little boy. I like
As you can
that.
tell, they don't like each other very much. They're not good friends. You know, I was just thinking, guys, it really has, it's been 21 months We're just
I thought you were
shy.
going to say 21 years, and I believe
No,
that.
it has. It's felt like 21 years. No, but 21 months. It was February of
February
2016. Yeah, when we were all together in that hotel. And I think my question, in that hotel lobby, and it for me personally, we were coming down in the elevator, and I saw all you guys, and it hit me. It really hit me hard that where these guys have gone in the journey in the past 21 months has been amazing. I don't think, beyond my wildest, that I thought that this would have had a connection to the zeitgeist and to the world that it has. And by the way, one that is very special and unique, because each one of you has got to be yourself, your genuine self. And that's something that I have to say I'm very proud of for this incarnation of the show that's so different than the original. That these guys get to stand on their own and show who they are about their husbands and their families and their friends and their kids and their kittens. And it's to be like, tell me guys, and I don't know, whoever wants to jump in, you've been on a rocket ship. What's it been like? Share. Give me some insight.
For me, it's been like, this is, like, I don't ever want this experience to become something that is like something that I become used to, or like the incredible experiences and people that we've been able to meet, both like famous people and everyday, like whatever. I mean, we've been able to meet and connect with so many incredible people, but as far as the experience of like fame and experiencing this like wave of success, I think for me, there was a portion of time since February I was like being really fragile and thinking about like every, thing that I posted and like, how it could be perceived. And then I was like, wait, like I need to kind of like take myself out of the preciousness of like this fragile thing that happened to me, because I need to share my truth and learn my truth and keep honoring the part of me that got me into this situation in the first place, which was me being like a very curious, willing to learn, willing to shove my foot, down my throat to my ankle accidentally person. And so I think it was really, really scary at first, but then I think at a point I was like, I need to just stay true to these big gay bones. And so that's what it's been like for me.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that you see, that like the glitz and stuff is lovely. Of course, it's lovely, but I think we all just feel so lucky, and we truly are so grateful, because here's the thing, with social, we are so easily connected with the rest of the world, and we hope that it would resonate with Americans. Of course we did, but it's the fact that it's connected with people in villages in Pakistan, like places like that you would never expect would get an opportunity to see a show like this, and to see that they are not alone. And so to receive those kind of messages and know that we have connected so strongly with people, that's what fame means to all of us, is that we can truly impact people's lives just by our daily actions, just by being ourselves.
That's the joy of the show, right?
Yeah.
Netflix is in over 190 countries, and these guys get seen, and right? It's amazing that
There's only
the
195 in the world.
Yeah, it's global. I'm a Midwest kid from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I think about the little boy, the little girl who was scared to have these conversations and to be themselves and to step out into their own and be authentic. And that's what these guys are doing and have been doing, and I'm so proud and absolutely humbled by them. They're amazing. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Say, who's been your biggest, oh my God, I just met you moment?
Tina
Star that
Fey
you just met.
and Maya Rudolph and Heidi Klum running over to us, asking us for a selfie.
Oh wait, I have mine. Mine would be when I met my Chipotle card.
What?
We get
a special
we get a
moment.
free burrito. We get like a
Every
card
day.
with a free burrito every day.
And that's your biggest.
That's my like. You can get extra.
You like Chipotle?
I love a brown rice bowl with extra, Jonathan, cilantro, double protein.
You don't do cilantro, Jonathan?
And then you get the vegetables from the vegetarian to add it on, because the peppers are nice. They're not smiley. They're like slimy. They're like a little charred. So I like those.
Karamo, how about you?
I got.
like, out of all these guys, I'm the one who used my Chipotle card the most. So I kind of have to second that because I'm there almost every day. So.
Oh my goodness. All right, here, where do we want to go? You guys have been gone for a long time. You've been gone from your home for a long time, and prior to that, we were in Atlanta for a long time. How you like being on the road? Is it hard? Is it tough being on the road?
We'd be lying if we said it was easy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like, of course, it's super hard. Many of us are in relationships, and we
All of us.
All of us. Oh, sorry. Yes, we all are. Oh my gosh, we are. I know. I forgot. We really all are now. And so yeah, it's really hard being away from our partners. We love what we do. We truly do, and we are so blessed to be in this position. But my God, if I got to see my partner more, I'd be happier, and I'm sure we all feel that way.
And you're lucky you gets to come here.
I know, isn't that nice?
Yeah, we love what we do. We love doing the show. Do we absolutely miss our spouses and our friends and family at home? Yeah. But having such great fans makes it a little easier.
Yeah?
For me, I just like need my cats. And as long as my cats are there.
Right, it is about your cats, isn't it?
No, really, like I'm
But
like,
Jonathan,
I'm like,
aren't you
what
taking
about Wilco?
aren't you taking home a little bit of Kansas City with you though?
I am. And thanks to you, I'm not taking like 11 cats home. He actually came with me when I adopted the babies, and honestly, this could have turned into hoarders really quick. Like, it really could have, I could have adopted 85,000 cats that day. So thank you for keeping it to 2.
So each of you are experts in a particular vertical. Tell the audience here about something that maybe you cross over in. So, Tan, do you cook?
I love to cook.
All right.
And I love to bake.
I think we all know who wins the baking challenges, though.
I was gonna get there.
Okay, can I just set the record straight? Yes, you should look embarrassed.
We were on Nailed It, and the only reason Bobby won is because Tan should have won, but this one sabotaged this one.
This one cannot see me succeed unless he's part of it, and therefore, he screwed up. And here's the thing.
No, Tan, the only reason why he didn't sabotage mine is because it was a replica of him.
You know what this reminds me of?
Wait, will you let me finish? Okay, here's the thing. This boy and I watch the Great British Baking Show a few times a day. Yes, you're
That's
right.
true.
It's incredible. So you should have done better. It's not my fault you sucked, and you ruined me.
Here's what I
Jonathan,
would
for
say.
somebody who believes in the law of abundance, you certainly don't subscribe to that with Tan's baking capacity.
Is that your guilty pleasure?
This is the thing. I am a little bit competitive, okay?
I think it was just because you were so far away from me that you are upset.
I let you finish. I let you finish. The observation I was going to make.
Cut his mic.
The observation I was going to make before I was so rudely interrupted was that whole, Nailed It experience for me reminded me a lot of the Electoral College, and this is why. Is it fair? No. We all knew that was a competition. It has very old school rules of making itself work. This Electoral College, I saw a path to victory.
You did not win. You still failed.
But because I was
still lost.
upset with you for...
You chose to let the white man win.
Exactly.
Well done, you.
Exactly. Well, no, I didn't want the
Well,
best
nothing
one to
you.
win. I didn't want
But
the
you are
best one to
white.
win. I didn't want the best one to win, you see, because he's very overly confident about his baking skills. And I have to
What
live
can I say?
above
I can
him
bake
all the
really
time.
well.
I'm next to him all the time. Tan, I think that our love of British Baking Challenge has crossed into an unhealthy boundary.
I knew that long ago.
It turned Nailed It against us. We've turned against ourselves.
David,
on
you
Nailed
lost
It.
control.
What was the question? What was the question? We brought up a sore subject. That day we try to avoid Nailed It, David.
Okay, I'll back away. All right, you know what? I just looked down and I realized the book is dedicated to your fans. I want to know your most favorite experience with one of your fans. Something you've gotten in the mail, something someone sent you, something really cool or unique, good or bad.
Well, not to be predictable and continue to talk about my cats for the duration of this talk. But like, I've gotten some of this, like, especially like, oh my God. It's like not funny. Literally, like I actually could like veer left because my 13-year-old cat has like freshly passed away, but when Bug passed away, so many people sent like the nicest things that like when I was trying to not ugly cry in public made it so much more difficult from like just like remembering how nice everyone is and then like, but your hair looks great. Like, looks great. The curls and the texture, man. It looks great. But no, people were so supportive through Bug. Like all of the, like these like gorgeous like paintings and like digital ones and like just cute little treats for Larry because he was lonesome.
That's
Y'all
sweet.
did the most. It was really
Bravo.
sweet
How about
for that.
you? With a fan. Oh, I totally forgot the question.
Oh, what's your most
A
positive
fan,
experience with
like
a
your
gorgeous
best
fan?
experience with a fan, something that someone said you were done with you or a moment with a fan.
I have those moments day in and day out, so I couldn't just quantify just one because for me, I open myself up to I don't call anyone fans, I call you all friends. And
Yes.
so it's
I
because
feel very
Hey,
uncomfortable
friends.
with the whole fan
yeah,
thing.
the thing is for me, I'm the same, you're the same. So
All the same.
We're all the
Nice.
same. So
Nice.
people come up to me all the time, these guys know, we could be in the middle of a bar, grocery store, and will tell me their life story or something really hard and will cry on my shoulder. And every time someone does that and feels that ability to be that vulnerable with me, it's just an honor. So I hold them and take it in, and I'm thankful for it. So those are my moments. If you want to cry on my shoulder later, call me.
Yeah. Amazing.
Mine was in New York about 6 weeks after the show aired. I was walking down the street and this parent was saying to their child, there were two parents that were saying to their child, go on, ask him. And so they came up to me and said, are you Tan France? And I said, yes, I am. And the mom started to cry and the child was too nervous to say what they wanted to say. And the mom said, my child, the child I think was 9 or 10, I can't remember the exact age, but my child turned to me during an episode of Queer Eye and said, I don't identify as the sex that they were born as, and they identified as gender fluid, and they said that it was amazing how it took a show like ours to give them the courage to come out.
That was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm not going to pinpoint a specific interaction. It's kind of more of a broad one of the literally thousands of DMs that I've gotten from people who have grown up in a church. And for people who said that watching our show has helped them come to some healing and some closure with the church. But the happiest moments I have is when I get messages from ministers who have watched the show, who have said they have always taught in their church a message of hate against homosexuals, and that we were abominations and we were going to hell, and it was a choice to be LGBTQ+. And after watching our show and hearing our stories, realizing that it is not a choice and that we were born that way and that they would never preach that type of hate in their churches again, that's huge for me.
Nice.
I think mine came in the form of a DM. I was invited to walk Montreal Pride this past summer, and it's something that I never really did growing up because I just always kind of had a negative association with what it meant. I just thought it was a big party, and I didn't understand the significance or the importance. And it was a young Polish boy living in Warsaw who, first of all, thanked me for keeping my name. I think a lot of people move to different countries and they feel like they have to sort of like meld into the melting pot and become more of like one thing. And I was always ashamed of my name growing up. And so it was nice to kind of hear that even if just for one person who could appreciate that I decided to keep that, that was really special. And also thanked me for, he heard I was going to be walking through Pride and thanked me for walking because, you know, what's going on in Poland right now, it's really not unlike many parts of this country. And in some ways worse, actually.
But at least he didn't dissolve our Supreme Court, like all the way.
All the way.
You know, I
All
just
the way.
realized, like, we all started out 2 years ago. I don't think any of us with the idea of the opportunity to be able to help in a political race or to help strangers, or to walk with.
But also,
anything.
yeah, I think-
And these doors have been opened. A gift, a blessing, I think, for each of us, myself included, that we realize we have to take seriously because there aren't a lot of voices of LGBTQ ladies and gentlemen in this world. And what an absolute privilege and honor for each of you to have a voice now and to use that voice. Where do each of you feel strong about using your voice and stepping into that, whether it's politics or not? Karamo?
Well, I would say that Jonathan and I are very big on politics. I mean, Bobby too. But Jonathan and I probably go out.
Antoni.
I don't know. You talk about politics?
He just can't vote.
Oh.
But he encourages everyone to do and to get involved. And I think it's actually a very common misconception in this country that if you can't vote, you can't make a difference, honey. And
Amen.
you can drive that car, honey. You can drive them to the polls, honey. You can canvass. You can knock on your doors, honey. Yes, queen. And just because this midterm is over, honey, don't let me catch you sleeping. You better stay up all on that Twitter. Just every morning, that's what I do. I get up and it's at real John.
Well, because privilege is also like the responsibility to vote for people who can have a voice. It's
Yeah.
smart citizens and people who are working under the table, whether it's restaurants or cleaning homes or doing any what way type of
Yeah,
jobs.
Tan and Antoni are both very supportive in our political system.
So supportive.
Even
Every
though
morning
they
when
are
I'm
not
like, oh, I think I
citizens
just
and
made a
can't
boo-boo
vote,
on the
they're very
Twitter.
supportive.
Antoni will be like, what did you do? And then I tell him, and then he's like, it's okay. And he is, and you're so supportive. They all are, because I go off up on that Twitter. That's why I stay so positive. I get all my vitriol and all my rage out on Twitter, and then on my Instagram, I keep it more like, it's only if it's like really dire, I'll talk about it on Instagram. But
Yeah, all right. The Twitter. I don't do the Twitter. Karamo, I have one individual question for each of you. Karamo, you recently stated that you wanted to be a politician. Can you tell us about that?
When did I state that?
I don't know, but it's on my piece of paper. Well, perhaps you wanted to have an opportunity in politics. Is
Yeah,
that?
you did. You said
What-
it recently.
Oh.
I did read that.
Karamo Brown 2030.
2030, yes, I did. That was a late night tweet. That
Bobby
was
texted us the Google alert of when you talked about it, so we're all aware.
Yeah, yeah.
I keep up. So that would be a midterm cycle.
would
I was
be a
just adding it
midterm
up in my mind.
Jonathan, keeping it on the real.
Well, I'm like,
Yeah.
so it would
Be
be.
a midterm
Honey,
cycle.
I love that, honey. We're gonna get into like
So
a
Senate
Okay,
race?
a state ledge maybe. No, you want to go shoot
Senate.
I think state legislature is very sexy, though. I have to say. It is. It is. It's very sexy. Not to turn it back to that midterm, honey, but state ledge. Yes.
Yeah, next question.
Love it.
Okay.
But I also
Bobby,
love the
yours is a
federal
little
ledge
less
for you,
heavy.
queen.
Everyone marvels at how you renovate the place in such little time. Can you give us a quick explanation of how you make your magic on the episodes?
Okay, are you guys ready?
It's magic.
No, I have an amazing team that helps me execute my design. There is no physical possible way I can do all that on my own. I design the space, and then I have a team that helps me all week long, from construction teams to my designers who are running around the city, buying things, and we're literally placing the last few items before we roll those cameras on a Friday morning. So how I do it is I have an amazing team.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And also amazing Kansas City, like local stores and different companies that have given up their time.
He's being very
and, like,
modest. He has amazing taste, and the reveals are mind-blowing. For all the guys, when they walk in and see the reveal, it's more magical. All right, Antoni here. Your Instagram is on point. It's here on the paper. I didn't write it.
I'm reading the question.
Okay, here you go.
Antoni, your Instagram is on point. What tips would you give someone just starting to build a presence on social?
All right.
Get
Well, what
abs
I
and
have
take your
learned,
shirt
and
off.
actually a lot of this I learned from Jonathan, because I had the least amount of numbers.
I had the least.
I did.
Really?
I did. I was, yeah.
It was like 200.
Jonathan, I believe you taught me, if I'm not mistaken, look directly, have at least like a normal ratio of photos where you look at the viewer, so it's not just like looking away and stuff. Did you teach me that? Well, I just made that up, but it worked.
I taught you about impressions versus like.
No, but that's only once we had public profiles, because before we didn't have access to that kind
But
of
I didn't
data.
teach you that then either. That's never been like a thing for me.
Okay, so anyway, what works for me is if you look directly
And like
at
look
the
at them,
camera.
look away, look like 2/3, look like fully front, like do like a like back of the head moment.
And
honey.
since we're
Give 'em
Central Time,
everything.
you kind of want to balance it out between optimal hours of LA and New York, which is that.
Oh, I did teach you that. I did teach you that.
And so the in between is kind of perfect, somewhere between 10 a.m. and noon.
You taught me that.
I taught you that, and that works really well. Between 10
knew?
a.m. and noon. And then a really good time is when people who have 9 to 6s, which are so many people, have that little lull between 4, 5, or 6 when they want a little snack and they're a little sleepy, and they're usually on Instagram because they're not working as hard because like the day is typically past. That's when they often go on. And Sundays is kind of like Russian roulette. It's either amazing or it's terrible.
You got to be coming with the good content on a Sunday. If you're gonna post on a Sunday and you don't want that to not be seen, it has to be something really cute. But Sundays are good for something really cute. Yeah.
Like a new pair of heels or something, maybe.
Yeah, or
No?
like just like a gorgeous, like just something just so like you're. Mother Nature will know. Yep, she'll tell you. Yep, Mother Nature, honey, she'll tell you. You'll feel it.
All right, Jonathan. So this is interesting because you and I spoke about this at the Emmys, and I told you something that was personal for me, is that watching you evolve since we met in your, what I would say, your confidence in your gender fluidity with your dress, right? And I came to you and I said, you know, I was the guy that of a certain age that grew up a gay guy and realized that I needed to be masculine, very hyper masculine. The more masculine I was, it would allow me to be. It was okay to be gay as long as I was masculine. And that for me was something that I learned, and I learned how to stay that way and to stay in that hyper masculine box. You're a new generation. And for me, watching you, I get so much hope and excitement and encouragement for my little girls that they're gonna grow up in a way that they don't have to fight those things. Tell me, how's that been for you personally to realize, like, you know what? I'm gonna put on a shoe and I don't care if it's a girl's or a boy's. I'm putting it on because it looks good and I feel good in it. How's that for you?
Gorgeous question. Okay, here's the thing. Because I'm like a small business owner, I was like trying to get it together for years, you know, like was building a little clientele, you know. So like wearing heels to work, like I was doing hair 12 hours a day. Like I'm not gonna like get this bunion maker like going, you know, at that point. I more saved it for like a Beyonce music video choreography moment. And I would cram my feet into these little like size 8 shoes of my friend. And who's here? Julie somewhere? Yes, Queen, wherever you are. But she's here somewhere. And so I'd cram my feet into her shoes. But really, I always wanted to be into fluid moments and I was always into wearing heels. It's just that like once I didn't have $150 in my checking account and I wasn't going to pay less for every pair of heels that I needed, honey. Not that there's anything against a payless heel, because honey, you will find them in my closet. I all of a sudden could like procure fashions that I could not procure prior to February. And that has also let me know that there's a good chance I could end up, you know, living in my mom's basement, and thank God that I have a mom who has a basement that I can stay in when I spend the last dime.
You
of
know
all
you're
the
not going to
money
end
I
up
ever-
there. You're going to end up living
Or
with me.
10 if my mom's not
I know
available.
you are.
He does have a second garage.
above the garage.
You know, and an apartment on top of it, because I do.
all his cats.
I do fear that I do fear that my lack of self-restraint and newly found obsession. Well, my ability to procure shoes, I worry that it's gonna have me in a friend's basement. I do. I honestly think about it because I can't control myself.
It's my greatest nightmare.
Yeah, I wanted the clothes for so long, and now all of a sudden, like, it's kind of like my friend Marco told me, just because you're American doesn't mean you should. I should run with that, you know what I mean? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. It's a thing.
Exactly. Tan. Yes. You are married.
Sure am.
And you live in a teeny little town that little world is yours that you've created with your Mormon cowboy that they keep talking about when I read about it. How's that been for your husband? How's this journey been for you two as a couple?
You know, a lot of people would assume and have assumed that it's probably putting a strain on our relationship because we were apart for so long. Him and I, the first 6 years of our marriage, we lived apart. We did long distance. I was living in the UK. He was living in the US. I saw him 3 months out of every year. So we're used to being apart. It's not great. I hate it, but we were used to being apart. Do you know, I'm really jealous of him. He gets to enjoy all of this without having to do any of the work.
He's a brilliantly talented artist, by the way.
He is an incredibly talented artist.
Rob France illustration.
Yeah, follow
he's
him
amazing.
on the gram, honey. It's so good.
It really
His
is so
stories
good.
are so funny.
They are. And every now and then, if you want a real behind the scenes of what my life is like, he'll usually post it. Like, he'll post me when my hair's not done, which I don't appreciate. But yeah, so honestly, it's made our relationship stronger because he gets to enjoy the perks of life like never before. And yeah, he doesn't have to do any of the work for it. And I couldn't be more jealous.
That's nice. That's nice. And Karamo got engaged recently to big, handsome Ian. How's that been? Has it been fun being engaged? You call him your fiance?
I do call my fiance. I think the funnest part for me is not getting engaged, is planning my wedding.
Yeah.
Like, I am bridezilla 100%. Or groomzilla, whatever. We don't have to make that a gender. And so all of my days are spent a lot of times on the phone with my wedding planner, even now. And the wedding's not for 2 years because I wanted a certain venue.
That's why you don't come to Taco Tuesday anymore. Okay,
That's what it is.
But that mantilla veil, honey, is...
You already know.
Oh my God.
You already know.
You are giving me regal, Spanish,
I
princess,
try.
1930s, and just so much.
Try. Yeah.
Getting married at the Vatican?
Fabulous.
You need 2 years' notice? You're going to get married at the
Trust
Vatican?
and believe that Kate and, what's his name?
No. Are you talking about Kim and Kanye?
No.
Kate and Harry.
Kate
and William.
William.
But he was trying to say Meghan and Harry.
Meghan Markle and Harry.
He was trying
their
to
wedding
say
is gonna
that.
have nothing on mine.
They have
You know
nothing on your
they all
wedding.
just moved out of like their same little
The
apartment
literal
complex at
royal
Windsor. I'm all
family has
upset
nothing
over
on
it.
Karamo.
Inflating my names.
All right, each one of you tell me something about one of your castmates that I don't know. Oh, something about your fellows. Something cute.
Want us to like have a show walking out of here, David? Are you sure? I'm just kidding. It's a joke. You can laugh.
Listen,
It could be something cute.
Something
it could be
sweet.
something
Yeah,
cute.
something
Loving
adorable.
that we
Something
don't
adorable.
know.
Something adorable. Something. Okay. Let me think about it.
Okay, I've got one for you.
No.
No, it's a cute one. It's really cute.
Okay.
If you're feeling a bit blue, you like to play with my earlobes and it calms you down.
That is true.
That's true.
Okay, all right. Anything?
I'll tell you one about Bobby.
Bobby.
Make it cute.
Well, it's actually more about me,
nice.
which I realize is like problematic and probably annoying for you. You know what I mean?
Yes, make it about Bobby.
It's like it's supposed to be about you, and then I make it about me. I'm so
no,
sorry.
don't do that.
I'm not surprised.
I know. Something about like I don't know. I'll need another second.
Okay, wait.
Think about it. Karamo.
Yeah, I was gonna say Karamo.
Karamo. What can I say about Karamo?
Oh my God, I know one. I can tell you.
I got one. It was timing. No, shut up. Love you, but shut up. Karamo has this incredible superpower to fall asleep while standing, while
That's what I
everyone is
want.
ready to film, and as soon as the director basically goes like speeding, his eyes open, he cocks up, and he is ready to go. But full sleep. It's not napping. It's full like REM cycle
drool
sleep.
and all, like.
And
No,
then
I
he's
do not
up and
drool.
ready to
Nobody
go.
wakes up because you hear.
No, oh yeah. It's something that my mother hates. She thinks it's weird. Have you ever seen that?
It's not weird.
I just learned because growing up, I would stand in line at school and like it was not moving fast enough because I'm the tallest. So it'd be like.
How
you'd
many
have to go
times did
through-
you stand in line in the school?
Like the lunch line when we would be
Fall
going.
asleep in the lunch line?
You learned how to sleep
And
while
I was the
standing in line.
tallest, so everyone else would have to go first. So I would just stand there and just I'd go to sleep.
You had to
now.
line up by height for lunch?
We did. Yeah, we did. It's not that weird in elementary
some
school.
weird shit.
No.
That's
One
awesome.
time when I was in elementary school, this is such a true story. We we had this string and we measured how big our heads were, and then we had to line up in line according to how big our
Yours
heads were.
was the biggest. Yours was the
All right,
And
on
then
that note.
No, and then the next year we did the same thing to learn about median, mode, and average, and my head was the biggest again.
You know, though, TV stars have big heads.
I have a
It's true.
gigantic head. It's
It
a size
is.
8.
No, it's true.
For half.
All right, guys, Facebook Live, it's happening right now. We're going to go to Facebook Live questions. Are we excited? And audience questions
What
here.
does it mean?
Let's turn it over to the masses.
Hi.
All right. Hey, first of all, guys, thank you very much for being in Kansas City. Thank you very much for visiting our library. It's been great to have
We
you.
love this library.
Love it
It's
here.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. Thank you
Thanks
for having us.
hosting us.
Absolutely. So we have a few questions from the audience. Of those people that we had screened in advance would make their way up here, that'd be great. And in the meantime, I'm going to start with a question from Facebook. Lillian Clarkson Edwards would like to know, besides Chipotle, did you eat at other Kansas City restaurants? Which ones?
Yes,
Q39.
besides Chipotle. I felt like that was a little bit of shade.
39. Super good.
Yeah,
No
my
shade,
my
shade.
favorite, where is
Sailor
Facebook?
Jack's.
Where's Facebook? Is it there? Yeah. Okay, let's say that. Taj Palace is amazing. Novel. We're
Novel. I'm a huge novel fan.
Rock Hill Grill.
Rock Hill Grill. We also really like 801 Chop House.
Yes, and that beignet. That's how you
Oh,
say
beignet
it.
is so good. Oh, wait.
Love.
I've got to give a shout out to Messenger. They're incredible. And also,
What about the cinnamon rolls? Those cinnamon rolls at that one place.
Mama's.
Yes, Mama. Those are so good.
Messenger coffee, though. Come on.
Wait, no. Wait,
hold.
I've got one more. I
Yeah,
promise. I'll be
yeah.
so fast. Brioche. I don't think you get the love that you deserve. Brioche is also amazing.
Hold on, this is not about restaurant. Is there a Cindy in here
in
with a
Rivermark.
son whose name is Evan? Hi, you hit us up on Instagram and I saw the message. Thanks for coming. You hit us all up and I'm the only one who saw it. From where?
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Where are they from?
If you want super traditional French, real bistro food, go to Le Fou Frog. They really do it right. And also, if you want the best pancakes in town with a nice little lingonberry sauce, don't ruin it for me. Succotash.
It's so good. I just got so excited.
That place has it figured out. It's hipster in the best sense of the word and what a place like that should be.
Sorry, Antic.
Rude.
Sorry.
Audience question?
Hi guys.
Hi.
So my question is, what do you find the most challenging, from the show that surprised you?
Our difference in liking of temperatures. I'm always hot and Karamo's always freezing.
People think I'm in a bomber jacket because I think it's cute. I do think it's cute, but it's because I'm always cold. Bobby and I had our first argument 3 days ago.
He had the heat on 90. Literally, our producer sat in his car for 4 minutes and started to get a nosebleed. It was so hot
In
and
case
dry.
you're wondering, it's the gorgeous Rachel Mendez with the
Rachel
mustard
Wade!
yellow
That's TV, go baller!
That's our executive producer right there.
And if you want real behind the scenes of the show, her Instagram is so good. Rachel Mendez TV. Rachel Mendez TV.
Yeah.
Rachel with an E-L-L-E at the end. It's not Rachel. Her mom named her Rochelle, but she wanted it to be Rachel. It was a thing.
Things you never knew.
Hi. I know we don't all wear graphic tees that show our favorite bands up here. Some of us do. And I was just wondering, what song or artist is giving each of you life right now? What would be your soundtrack?
Oh, Maggie Rogers is a national treasure. This is a folk singer who was just all about folk music. She went to Paris for a couple of years and she learned about electro music and came back and wrote this beautiful, beautiful record. She has this soft, buttery voice, and her lyrics are just, for lack of a better word, Karamo's favorite, phenomenal. And she's just an amazingly talented artist, and I encourage everyone to check out her work.
I'm really bad at ever knowing who I'm listening to. I just put Spotify on shuffle. But every time I'm loving a song, I usually look and it's Betty Who.
I love, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her surname right, but Billie Eilish, yeah. And then, I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to Adele's 21 for like 7 years every day.
Hello.
That's my favorite.
It's me.
Adele, throw no shade my way.
I didn't hear what you said. I love Adele. I do love Adele. I don't know. I'm still pumping Solange. I like a lot of R&B.
Her next
hip-hop.
album is about to drop in December, honey, and now
Cannot
doesn't tell me
wait.
I'm still listening to A Seat at the Table on repeat for 2 years.
On
I'm
repeat,
so ready
on
for more
repeat.
Solange. Yes, queen. Yes, 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 yes.
A lot of like
Lizzo,
Yeah.
Kim Petras.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of that. A lot of hip hop and R&B.
I said mine already.
Okay, my question is, if you could give your 17-year-old self advice, what would it be?
Gorgeous question. Quit smoking cigarettes immediately.
Don't be concerned with what anybody at this school has to say because you will not know them in a year.
Mine's similar, just be more comfortable being yourself and stop pretending that stop praying to be more accepted for your skin color, because your skin color is quite beautiful.
Follow your dreams and never give up.
Don't think that you just have to love one thing if you're uncertain, whether it's a person, whether it's a career path, or whether it's a certain way of life. Just be open-minded to having a mix of all those things.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay, we have another one from Facebook here. Abby Lanham would like to know, when's the last time you all laughed until you cried?
Probably an hour ago.
Yeah, I walked into a door, in front of, I walked into a door.
I just ripped
no.
his jeans, and that made me laugh really hard.
We're not supposed to talk about season 3, but there is an episode in season 3 where Tan tries on something. And my producer is here.
He looks so pretty.
I do not stop laughing for 7 days straight. And I promise you that once you see what Tan has on, you will not stop laughing at it.
It's really
And
cute.
you will remember this moment, and you will know what he's talking about.
You will know.
It's really cute.
Hi, boys.
Hi.
I'm gonna pass out. I love you guys so
No,
much.
hold on to that stage for, you got it.
I know, right? Okay, my question is, what has been your favorite thing about Kansas City?
That gorgeous. I love that gorgeous, sprawling park with that gorgeous, badminton, thing.
The museum, girl.
Yes.
Nelson Museum.
Yeah, the Nelson Museum.
Love. Sorry, I didn't know the name of it, but I loved that park. And it was very good Instagram content.
Mosaic, I turned up the other night. It was cute. It was. Bobby, you were there.
Y'all saw my drunken Instagram stories.
Okay.
This is gonna sound so cheesy, but it's true, I promise you. The people, and it's not just the way you guys are with us. I see you smile at each other on the street, and it's beautiful. No, it really is.
It is, isn't it, Tam?
Let me tell you,
The
that doesn't
town's
happen
beautiful.
in London. It really doesn't. So you guys have got something special here. It's lovely. Lovely.
True. I'm loving this cold weather. I'm always hot, so it's so nice not to be sweating anymore.
Yeah, he insists on wearing sweatshirts.
It's cute. Honestly, I really love downtown. The last time I was in Kansas City, I grew up in Missouri. It was literally 20 years ago. I came here to go to my first gay bar, Missy B's. And downtown Kansas City was not like this. I mean, the high-rises on the ground floors were boarded up. There were no businesses. So to see this community in downtown really start thriving, people living here, businesses thriving, art and food and fashion happening down here, I love it. I keep saying to my husband constantly, I would love to move back to Missouri if I lived in Kansas City. I spent 17 years of my life trying to get out of Missouri. And keep in mind, I grew up in Mount Vernon, which it's not that fun. So to come back and be very pleasantly surprised at what amazing, international, cultured city this is with such loving, caring people, it's been really, really great.
I love the Nelson. You guys have a really lovely Rothko and a Van Gogh. I was really impressed. I particularly fell in love with Roastery. I was recently looking at, they're nice enough to deliver coffees because I drink such a shocking amount. Jonathan went with me the first time and we had to carry them back because we couldn't because there were so many. And I think I exceeded, this is really embarrassing, It's over 450 cans during the time that I was here. And just a little note to self, a nitro can is the equivalent of 3.5 cups of coffee. So I suggest you stick to the white can, which is like just a regular cold brew and it's not nitrogen infused. It's a lot better for your heart, and if you get night sweats and
I think we should talk about
for
this.
drinking too
I
much
think
coffee.
we should talk I'm feeling.
I've switched to
trade
hot
concerned.
coffee.
Okay, yeah, that's about it. Good.
And I drink less of it,
Cool.
and I remember to have water in between.
Yes,
but they're
please.
really delicious because they're low
delicious.
acid. You don't know, and next thing you know, you have 3 or 4, and you're really anxious.
We're now entering the speed round, so it's going to be one question directed towards one person.
Great.
So go for it.
Tan, when was the last moment that, I don't know, something big or small that like warmed your soul or made your heart sing?
Oh gosh, it happens so often. Oh my god. Actually, yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I'm loving being here, but I got to go home to Salt Lake City, and I was shocked that I received the Face of Diversity for Utah award, and that felt really special because Utah's very white, and so it felt really special that they were honoring somebody like me. So it made me feel really good about what's going on there.
Hi, my question's for Antoni, and I was wondering where would you and the cast like to go for an international destination to film the show?
Well, we would like to go for an international destination. It's starting to get a little cold, so I think it would be really interesting to go, especially now, not to get into politics, but recent election in Brazil. I think that while there are parts that tend to be very open and diverse, there's a lot of conservatism there. So I think just kind of by showing visibility and showing face in that part of the world would be really interesting, and I wouldn't mind some beach time too. Thank you.
Hi, Jonathan. My question for you is, when you were looking forward into the future of your life, where did you picture yourself? Where did you envision yourself, and how is it like completely different now?
What
if it
age?
is? Well, I'm 23, so 23, I guess.
Oh, dang. Okay, well, at 23, gorgeous, yes. I really wanted to just like be a functioning hairdresser, who could support myself, and I was trying to make it in LA. I had just got done with a really intense $8 an hour assistant program for actually no, I was in the thick of it. I was a year into it at that point. So really I just wanted to be a successful business owner at a salon, and I could have, it would be like if you went to school to be a doctor, but then you ended up being I don't know, something super not doctor. I never could have ever thought that I would done any of, from Game of Thrones forward, it's all been just extremely shocking. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name's Emily. I love each and every single one of you.
We love you, Emily.
Thank you. My question is for Karamo. Well, all of you guys, whenever my anxiety gets really high, especially with the current political situation and the news and the world, I watch Queer Eye and it makes me feel better. Especially Karamo, that's kind of your thing on the show, is helping people dig deep down and find the good of themselves and in the world. So if you had one piece of advice for everyone in this room and everyone in the world, what would it be?
Sorry.
Maybe just everyone in this room.
No pressure, Karamo. Deep. Everyone in the world.
Just one.
Just one piece of advice.
That's actually no pressure
He's
for me.
got
Actually,
this,
please.
you guys.
I was
He's
ready.
got this.
I don't know if that's simple for me. I would say, first of all, thank you for being so open and vulnerable and expressing that in front of other people, because I think more people need to see that. Because a lot of times, give it up.
Vulnerability.
Because majority of the time what happens, and everyone in this room can attest to this, we have those voices in our mind that tell us that we're not good enough, that things will never get better, that something's not right, that we're never gonna get to where we want, and yet we put on a smiley face and go out in the world and try to do our best. And for someone to acknowledge that makes us all in here feel like we're not alone. And I would say, for all of us in here, knowing that we all have those feelings, the first thing to do is to lead with compassion. So to think about before you make a statement, before you do a certain action, is how would that affect you and those negative voices in your head? Is it only going to make those negative voices stronger, or is it going to make those negative voices feel as if somebody just punched them in the face and said, you're not worthy, you're not good enough to be here?
An emotional punch in the face.
Yeah, emotional punch in the face. We're not really hitting anyone. Because when you do that, that's when you get to a place where you're able to support other people and help them to realize that as much as you want to grow mentally, as much as you want support, they can get support from you as well.
So to like lead with compassion, though, if I was going to recap that, yes. I love that advice. It's the most gorgeous advice ever.
Hi guys. So my friends and I that I'm all here with are all in medical school in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yay.
So we were kind of wondering, medical school is super stressful and completely overwhelming every day. So my question for Bobby is, how do you stay upbeat when it feels like everything is just kind of weighing you down and everything's in your way?
Well, having been with my husband for 15 years and meeting a week before he started med school, and going through med school with him and residency, I kind of feel like I did myself. So for me, the way I stay upbeat during all that, and for him as well, is just cherishing every moment you have. You know, just really thinking about how lucky you are. Because there's moments where we get super tired, and we're like, oh my God, our day. And those are the moments that I'll take a step and I'm like, hey guys, we're the luckiest little boys in the world. You know, so to take a step back and just realize no matter how stressful the day, no matter how hard classes are, you're so lucky. We're all so lucky to live in the day and age that we do, to live in the country that we live in, to have the freedoms that we have, although we absolutely need to keep fighting for them right now. But just remind yourself how lucky you are to have the opportunities that you have, how lucky you are to be in med school and to be a doctor and to be able to help people in the future.
Can I add in with you, Bobby? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I also want to just add to you, because I understand how stressful that time can be, that some days you don't have the energy to show up, like people are forcing you to show up, and tell yourself that's okay. That is the biggest thing, because the only reason that stress gets worse is because we start to continually add to it. So if someone drops a stress brick in front of you, don't add another brick on that before you feel locked in. Go ahead and tell yourself, it's okay that right now I can't show up 100% like I might need to on that quiz or that test.
You kind of have to in surgery, though.
Except if it's a
surgery,
final.
you kind of have to.
No,
They're
no,
doctors.
no,
they can't just halfway show
Not
up.
as students. You don't have to. And I think that's what as a
Then
culture,
call out that day.
As a culture, we tell people that you always have to show up and be 100%, and that's not realistic for any of us. It's okay to say in that moment that I cannot show up. Trust me. Don't add
Airplane pilots too. Please.
Don't add to the stress. Don't add to the stress bricks that other people are putting on you. Seriously.
Hey, if you're gonna hijack my question, I'm gonna take it back.
Leave him. Thank you so much.
I love you, Karamo.
Thank you.
All right, one more question, and then we'll get you guys out of here. I know you're back to work on the show tomorrow, so come on up.
Hi.
Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, I like your shirt.
I'm Kat, and I am in the 7th grade. And for Jonathan, I wanted to know what your interests were in 7th grade, like what
Gymnastics.
you wanted to be when you
And
grew up.
cats.
Let her ask her question, Queen.
I wanted to know, when you were in 7th grade, what your interests were and what you wanted to be when you grew up.
Thank you so much. What a gorgeous question, but not nearly as gorgeous as you. And your speaking ability in front of all these people is just, yes, articulateness. Yes. Okay, this is really the truth. There was a blockbuster movie that had very much not soon before this come out, and it was called Twister.
I knew it!
We have cows. I thought it was that or Aaron Brockovich.
I was like, honey, I am not encouraging anyone to break into a movie theater, especially not now, because back then they made a lot more money than they do now. But I was 7, and my mom wouldn't take me, okay? I needed to, actually I think it was 9. But that storm chaser phase lasted for a long time. I really wanted to be a meteorologist. If that fell through, I was gonna be some sort of gymnastics or cheerleading coach. If that didn't work out, I would get to the hair.
Wait, what do you want to be?
Yeah, table turn.
I I really like writing, so.
Are you gonna go to Columbia for journalism?
Yes, J school.
Yeah?
That's a really good J school. No pressure yet. You can just figure it out as you go. You know, 7th grade.
Question: do you have your cell phone?
Yeah.
Do you want to do a gorgeous picture?
Come on stage and do a photo with us.
Got it.
This is Mom.
I thought you were going to make the text yourself after me.
I know. Ready, boys? Yes. Thank you so much.
Kansas City,
Gorgeous
thank
question.
you so
I cannot
much.
wait to read your book. It's going to be so good.
So good. We just want to say, Kansas City, thank you so much for
Thank you,
welcoming us
guys.
into your hearts
Thank you,
and your
everybody.
homes. Queer Eye could not be prouder or happier to be here.
Thank you all so
The
much for
Fab
coming.
Five.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Thanks for coming. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Grab a copy of the book.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.